you. Yeah. We start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. So Brahma Samhita, this book is one of the most, one of the most, I would say, sacred books, and definitely the first book of our universe. As far as understanding is concerned, this book came into light. There were 100 chapters in this book. 99 chapters have been lost. Only one chapter survived. And this was found by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he had visited South India 500 years back. He had found it in the original Sanskrit verse. He had taken it to Navdeep and got it translated into Bangla. And from Bangla, it was translated by the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada into English approximately 100 years back. So the English which you find in this is the English of the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada. So if you see the photograph, painting over here, the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada is sitting with a garland. He had translated it. His name is Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. Bhakti Siddhanta, he was known as the Lion Guru. He was known as the Lion Guru. Right? You will see that my speed over here is relatively more comfortable as compared to the past. And let me tell you, this book is something, though is a small book. As per the Guru Shiksha Parampara, this book is supposed to be read after you have gone through the Bhagavad Gita, after you have gone through Bhagavad Mahapuran, after you have gone to Chaitanya Charitamrita. After that, this book is. So you are now, in a way, touching something which is at the level of PhD. The last 6 books which you have done were at the level of kindergarten. Now we are coming at a level of PhD. And there's a reason why we are bringing this book. Because the reason why we are bringing this book is that you are not in kindergarten. All of you are very, very old souls. Age of each one of you is very, very old. 84 lakh species you have gone into n number of, right? So you should have access to this knowledge also. So that is the reason why we are trying to come to this book. So we will go through this, and this is going to be around about 70 odd slides. And so the origin of the text known as Brahma Samhita or lost in cosmic antiquity. We can only guess. We can only, because our Shastras says that our universe is 4.5 billion years old. And this has been corroborated by modern scientists also, whereby they say the Big Bang took place 4.5 billion years back. Right? According to Vedic tradition, this is known as the hymns of Brahma. Brahma Samhita is also known as the hymn of Brahma, were recited or sung countless millennia ago by the first created being in the universe, that is Brahma. Just prior to the act of creation. So before Brahma created this universe, he recited this. Are you getting the, the gravity of the whole thing? So we are going over there. So what happened was that Mahavishnu, who was sitting in the middle of the cosmic ocean, sitting on Sheshnag, from Mahavishnu's, Nabhi, the lotus flower had come. The lotus flower had come, and on the top of the lotus, Brahma had appeared. And when Brahma appeared, and let me tell you that lotus flower is not a lotus flower as we see. It is structurally like a lotus flower, but probably the size of it could be the size of maybe, 1,000,000 solar systems. So Brahma was there and he had no clue where he is. And he could not find anything. He was totally alone. And then there was a resonation, there was a vibration which came in Brahma's ears. Tap, tap, tap. Means, so he understood that it means I need to do tapasya. I need to do tapasya. So Brahma did tapasya for 100 years of Brahma. And after having done this, the realization which Brahma got is known as Brahma Samhita. Okay? The text surfaced and entered calculable history earlier in the 16th century, as I mentioned to you, around 500 years back, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had reached a temple in Tamil Nadu by the name of Adi Keshav Temple, which you can see in the presentation. He went over there and he found on Tamrapatra this being there, and the temple pujari had no clue about it. They would simply worship it. They had no idea what it is. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after seeing it, he started crying. He started crying, he started dancing, and he fainted. So you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the ecstasy mood in the right side. So what did Krishnadas Kaviraj had mentioned this? Krishnadas Kaviraj is who? Krishnadas Kaviraj is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is around about 11 volumes on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has said, there is no scripture equal to Brahma Samhita as far as the final scriptural conclusion is concerned.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry to disturb. We can't see the presentation.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for telling me. Hare Krishna, you cannot see it. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. You could see it in the beginning, na? Hare Krishna, you could see it in the beginning, na?
It is on the third page, Prabhuji.
Acha. Could you see this?
Yes,
The Guru
yes,
Maharaj.
the first page. Yeah. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj.
Thank you so much. You could see this also, the temple which is there in Tamil Nadu?
South Indian, Keshav Dev temple.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, but we are not able to enlarge the picture. Like, it is very small. I did not know. It's not like yesterday.
It's not full screen.
It is not full screen.
No, actually there is space on the left side, and the text is coming in between only, very small size. Like the whole screen is like this, not only presentation.
Prabhuji, just press Control L.
Control
L. L for
L. London.
Yeah, London.
Control L. Is it okay now? Is it okay?
No, Prabhuji. No, it's same.
I'm surprised all the presentations in the last 2 days are okay, but this presentation is having a challenge.
Yeah, yesterday and day before it was fine, but today it is coming in the center of the left, right side are all black.
Hello? Control L, I'm doing, nothing is happening. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Haribol Prabhuji,
Yes,
may I
Prabhuji.
suggest something?
You can hear me, na?
Yes, Prabhuji. We hear you.
So you can hear me, and what you're saying is the entire full screen is not coming.
Yeah, that's true.
So I will try again. I'll stop sharing and I will try to do it again. Let me do it again.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, may I say something?
Yeah, please.
Prabhuji, while we do the screen share, we have three options over there in the advanced section. So if we choose the first one, then it will be the full screen.
What do I do? Tell me.
When we do the screen share in the advanced section,
where do I go? Advanced section is where?
select the screen share.
Okay, select the screen share.
On the top, there are three tabs. The last one is advanced.
Okay, advanced.
And then on the righter side, there is a column where we have four options for sharing the screen. The second one would be okay. If you select the second one, that the presenter and the screen is both are visible while screen share.
You're saying I should press the second one?
Yeah, there are four options. In the layout section, you can see the layout section.
Yes, yes.
Then from the left, the second one would be okay. You will have the full screen and the presenter will be in the corner.
This is okay? This is okay? Is it okay now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, it's okay.
Prabhuji, it's perfectly fine now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Without your help, it wouldn't have been possible. Thank you so much. My Dandavat Pranam to all of you. Thank you so much. According to Vedic tradition, these hymns of Brahma were recited or sung countless millenniums back. Okay, we have done this. Now it is. Now it is not moving. Now it's coming. Yeah. So Krishnadas Kaviraj had said that there is no scripture equal to the Brahma Samhita as far as the final scriptural conclusion is concerned. Now, what is the final scriptural conclusion? Please understand it. Final scriptural conclusion is that who is the Almighty? Who is Almighty? If you go to any other scriptures, go to Bible, go to Quran, there is a darkness about it. Even in Sanatana Dharma, there is total darkness about it. There is total confusion. The final thing which is coming from the horse's mouth, coming from Brahmaji himself, who is the Almighty, the final thing is there in this. Because after doing meditation for 100 years, when Brahma opened his eyes, what he said was Brahma Samhita. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found the 5th chapter of Brahma Samhita. What we have now, as I said, there were a total of 100 chapters, the rest have been lost. Upon discovering the manuscript, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt great ecstasy and fell into an intense mystic rapture that overflowed onto the physical realm, producing profusion of tears, trembling, and perspiration, intuiting the Brahma Samhita to be a most valuable jewel. So, Radha Krishna Avatar himself has found this lost document. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is nobody but Radha and Krishna in one body. So if we were born 600 years back, we would have not have access to it. If we were born 30, 40 years back, we would have no access to it because Prabhupada would have not brought it. Because it was brought in Bangla and then from Bangla it was translated into English. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had done it and it was his Guru Maharaj had done it too. And the English in this is very tough, and let me tell you, Brahma Samhita English is very tough because it is the English of the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada. It's quite tough. It's difficult to understand it in one go, rather many goes. Sri Prabhupada said, the philosophical conclusion of Achintya Bheda, which we talked about simultaneously one and difference, is presented over here. So the book which is there, this book, which is there, it is not having 10 to 15 pages written by Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada and 15 pages written by Prabhupada. If you go to the soft copy, you will find that. So this book is not having around about 35 pages which have been written by Prabhupada and his Guru Maharaj. Unfortunately, it is not there, but please go and see the PDF, it will be there. So that was very valuable to me. So since we are trying to do the summary, so it talks about method of devotional service, because this is the Vani of Brahma ji. Talks about methods of devotional service. It talks about 18 syllables of Vedic hymn. Klim Shri Krishnai Govindai Gopika Vallabha Swaha. And there are two very big secrets which are going to come out. One is a mantra which Saraswati Mata has given, and one is a other mantra which is there. One is a mantra, if you want darshan of Krishna, that mantra is given. And one is a mantra that if you want anything to be done, Saraswati Mata has given that. These two secrets are also there. There are discourses on the soul, the super soul and material activity or fruitive activity is explained. Kama Gayatri is explained. Kama Gayatri. Kama Bija Mantra is explained. Origin of Mahavishnu is explained, from which I said is on exhalation, one inhalation is 9 billion years. A specific description of the spiritual world is there. So Mahavishnu, above Mahavishnu is Krishna. So we were discussing Krishna was just 5,500 years back. So how can he be above Mahavishnu? That's the beauty of the whole thing. Ram Krishna Paramahans, in one of his realizations, had said, the Almighty has a heart and mind of a 5.5-year-old. The Lord Krishna, the original entity, the creator, under him Mahavishnu comes. And in his original form of Kanaya, in the original form of Krishna, he comes once in the lifetime of that universe. So we are very fortunate that he has come just 5,500 years back. Hence, Krishna is not avatar. Krishna is not avatar. Please understand that. Krishna is Almighty himself. Ram is avatar. Narsimhadev is avatar. Kurma is avatar. All of the 24 avatars are there. But Krishna is not an avatar. Read the Bhagavad Mahapuran. There are total of 365 chapters in the Bhagavad Mahapuran. 90 chapters are dedicated on Krishna himself. 5 chapters on Ram itself. All the avatars are covered over there. And when it comes to Krishna, it's very clearly mentioned he is not avatar. He is he himself, the Almighty. This is also one of the secrets. So it's Golok Vrindavan, it is mentioned about it. What is Golok Vrindavan? Golok Vrindavan is, one is Vrindavan which is there, which is 170 kilometers away from Delhi. One is Golok Vrindavan which is above Vaikunt, above Saket Lok. Saket Lok is the place where Ram is there. He is also an extension of the Almighty only. Above that is Golok Vrindavan, where Lord is there along with Radharani. So in the spiritual sense, this is the copy of that Golok Vrindavan is there in Vrindavan near to Delhi, which we cannot see with our physical eyes, but the Goswamis can see it. You'll be surprised to know this book, this chapter 5, Brahma Samhita, has all mentions of Lord Ram, Lord Durga, Mata Durga, has got mention of Ganesha, mention of Shiva. You will say, how is it possible? How it can have mention when they were not there after, because they came after creation only, no? But the point is, in every creation and every annihilation, all of them come again and again. This universe will be destroyed, and again they will come. So Ramayana, which we know, has happened already so many times. So Brahma ji is talking about all these before their creation. Garbhodevasi Vishnu, he talks about origin of the Gayatri mantra which has come, how it came about. There was a flute sound which came and it entered Brahma, and when it entered Brahma, the flute sound, and from the mouth of Brahma, the Gayatri mantra came. Brahma mentions after his meditation how Govinda is, his transcendental position and abode. Talks about the living entities, the highest goal, right? Talks about the goddesses Durga. The meaning of austerities, the five gross elements, love of Godhead, impersonal Brahma. If all of you are enjoying it, please raise your hands and smile. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Do you think this is very invaluable? And we have to be thankful to our Guru Shiksha Parampara, thankful to Prabhupada for this valuable. If you are feeling thankful, please raise your hands. Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, so this is not there in this book, as I said. So he had given the summary of the whole thing and he had mentioned it in 15, 20 pages, which Prabhupada had mentioned. He also mentions about the initiation of Lord Brahma. Initiation, you know, we discussed it yesterday. Initiation, right? So Lord Brahma was also given initiation, right? And the vision of transcendental love enabling one to see the Lord. The steps to be done in devotional service are also explained by Lord Brahma. The mind, the Yog Nidra, the goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi, is also mentioned over here. Devotional service in spontaneous ecstasy. Incarnations beginning with Lord Ramachandra is mentioned. So what has not been created, the universe has yet not been created, but Brahma has got all these insights and is talking about. So he's got all the downloads. And let me tell you, during this universe, the handover of the Vedas have yet to take place. So this is what it is. The deity's unconditioned soul and his duties, the truth about Lord Vishnu, prayers, Vedic hymns, about Lord Shiva. Lot of verses are there on Lord Shiva being talked about by Brahma. Vedic literature, personalism and impersonalism. You know, we are so lucky that actually out of ISKCON, hardly very few people have got knowledge about Brahma Samhita. And I really wish people have access to it. Then what Saraswati Ma, given the instruction that comes about, says that upon his emergence from the lotus, Brahma begins in preparation for his role as a secondary creator. Right? Who is the primary creator? Krishna. With due, his given authority to Mahavishnu. In preparation for his role as a secondary creator to contemplate the act of cosmic creation, but seeing only darkness about, is bewildered in the performance of his duty. So when he found himself, he saw darkness everywhere, as I had mentioned to you elsewhere. Saraswati, the goddesses of learning, appears before him and instructs him to meditate upon. When I said that tap, 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 that resonation took place. And Saraswati had also given this mantra which I was talking to you about. You can please note down or take a photograph of this. This mantra has the power to fulfill all your harsh desires. This is known as a Kama Bij mantra. But my humble request, if you have any desire, please have the desire only that you should get the Almighty and you should go back to Godhead. Do not have any other desire, otherwise you will keep on taking birth again and again. So this mantra in the wrong hands can be like, fire in the hand of a monk. The mantra is Lim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabha Swaha. Lim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabha Swaha. Lim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabha Swaha. So this is of the many secrets which we discussed in the last 3 days. This is also another secret. But let me tell you one thing very clearly. Hare Krishna mantra is the most potent, given to us by the Parampara. So that ultimately helps us to be purified at heart. Purification of heart ultimately gives us to be capable to reach Krishna. That is the ultimate objective. Then Brahma hears the flute, as I was mentioning you. Lord Brahma hears the divine sound of Krishna's flute. Beautiful. So this mantra is coming about, and this mantra is, by using this mantra, you can connect to Krishna. You can connect to Krishna. There are various other mantras also. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narad Muniji had given this mantra, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. But this is also there in the Brahma Samhita. One can connect with Krishna. Lim Kamadevaye Vidmahe Pushpa Vanye Dimahe Tanno Nangahe Parchodaya. This is one can connect with Krishna. The mother of the Vedas is made manifest from the sounds of Krishna's flute. So when the Brahma heard Krishna's flute, Brahma began to chant the Gayatri, and after chanting the Gayatri, the Vedas manifested. When the sound vibration of the Krishna's flute is expressed through the mouth of Brahma, it becomes Gayatri. Enlightened by the meditation upon the sacred Gayatri, Brahma became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of truth. He became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of truth, out of which these 100 chapters come, out of which we have access to this one chapter. Inspired by his profound and sublime realizations, his heart overflowing with devotion and transcendental insight, Lord Brahma spontaneously began to offer a series of poem prayers to the source of enlightenment and the object of his devotion, Lord Shri Krishna. These executive verses form the heart of the Brahma Samhita. So we are so lucky. So these are the poem prayers of Lord Brahma to the creator. And who is creator? Brahma will tell us who is the creator. After 100 years of meditation, Brahma got access to know who is the creator. Right? There is nothing vague about Brahma's description of the Lord and his abode. Here is a sample. The first is, I will try to share with you from my mobile phone. Brahma Samhita. I'll just, so that you can hear it. Can you hear it?
Hare Krishna. No, Prabhuji, no voice is audible.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'll repeat the first verse again. So just try to hear the first verse, what it is. What Brahma is saying. First verse, chapter 5. It is saying, Ishwar is Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. This is the first two lines. First two lines is, Brahma is saying, Ishwar is Krishna. And who is Krishna? He is the cause of all causes. This is chapter 5, verse number 1. We do not know what was chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. We do not know what was chapter 6, 7, 8. So the original manuscript starts with 5.1. So it is so beautiful. So I hope you could hear a part of it, and later on I will send you the link. You can hear it on. I'll share it on WhatsApp, right? You say, I worship Govinda, Krishna, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purple trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. This is not the first verse. That first verse I will come later on, but this is also one of the verses which is coming. This is what Brahma is saying. So you will say ki in Golok, Vaikunth, billions of light years from here, what is Lord Krishna doing tending cows? That is what it is. That is the reason why cows are so important, because cows are so dear to Krishna. And we are not taking care of cows, and Lord will say, you have not taken care of cows over here, then are you eligible to enter into Golok, in the abode of Krishna? We are not eligible. Because Krishna loves cows, and cows are there where his actually permanent abode is. And he's with them. He's tending the cows. And he's being served by millions of Kamvriksh. And he's being served by millions of Lakshmis or Gopis. I worship Govinda, primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute. Right? This is happening over there. This is happening at Lok, which is above Saket Lok, above Vaikunt Lok, in Golok Vrindavan, which is bedecked with peacock feathers. Peacocks are there with figures of beauty, tinged with hue of blue cloud. So we don't believe it because our human mind doesn't believe it, that we are so lucky. But that is the reality, that is the truth, and we have to be thankful to our Guru Shiksha Parampara. We have to be thankful to Prabhupada. and Guru Maharaj and the entire parampara. I worship Golok Vrindavan. So you can imagine the Brahmins who are so much criticized. These Brahmins had actually safeguarded this information and this knowledge after, despite of so much of 1000 years of invasion. You have to be thankful to them. That's why Lord finds great amount of respect for Brahmins, where every tree is transcendental purpose tree, where the soil is the purpose of gems, where numberless milk cows always emit transcendental ocean of. So in the Brahma Samhita, in the transcendental region of Golok are found the same elements as are found in the mundane world, but in the highest level of purity. What does it mean? It means that if you are having certain elements on planet Earth, you will have the same type of elements over there also, but in a different level of purity. If the level of purity is 0.01 over there the purity level will be 100. Trees and creeper, mountain, rivers, forests, waters, speech, movement, music, flute, sun, everything will be there, but there the level of purity will be different. Krishna's divine abode, Golok Vrindavan, is a world in the fullest and the realest sense. The Brahma Samhita teaches that transcendent truth. The ultimate reality can be apprehended only by the mercy of the Supreme, transcendental entity, the absolute truth himself. And the perception of ultimate reality is a function not of speculative reason, but of direct spiritual cognition through divine revelation. Please understand this. This is being discussed is not speculation. This is not speculation, this is direct revelation. This is direct revelation. We are so lucky that we have this revelation. People, Brahma Samhita was not even available to Arjuna. It was not even available 1000 years back, 1200 years back, 1500 years, 2000 years back, 3000 years back, 4000 years back. It was not available to Chanakya. We are fortunate to have this. And this is direct revelation coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being translating it into Bangla, then getting translated into English. The revelation is evolved through bhakti, pure selfless love for the Almighty. So it is not by chance that you are listening to this. Somewhere or the other, you are on the tip of mercy from the Almighty. You have the mercy of the Almighty. That's why you are getting this access to this revelation. And same is with me. I am thankful. So one of the things which comes over here is that I worship Govinda. Brahma is saying, the primary Lord, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion, sing with the salve of love. So as we discussed in the last 2 days, devotion without love is ready arrow. Devotional service without love is of no consequence. Because everything belongs to Krishna. What can we give? Only love, only prem we can give. Prem bhav. So it is coming in Brahma Samhita also. Love is coming so many times in Brahma Samhita. The ultimate signature of the Almighty is prem, love. We are seeing through Brahma an eternal transcendental world of which the present world is a very reflection. Golok is infinitely more real than the shadowy world we perceive daily through our narrow senses. Brahma's vision of the spiritual realm is not his alone. It is shared by all those who give themselves fully onto the loving service of Lord Krishna. Brahma admits that Golok is known only to a very few self-realized souls in this world. When he's saying this world, that means actually the entire universe. This is verse 56. Brahma Samhita is an advanced spiritual text and is more easily understood once one already has some familiarity with, as I was mentioning, your Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakti Rasa Sindhu. This is PhD level. So I'm trying to offer it to all of you, and with your mercy, with the dust of lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas present here, and with the grace of Almighty, I'm acting in front of you as a simple, humble postman. So this is the first verse which you heard in music form. Ishwar Param Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anandir Jadir Govinda Sarva Krishna Karanama. What does it mean? Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. First verse of this chapter, Brahma says, Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. So when Krishna came here 5,500 years back, his body was a blissful spiritual body. It was not made of the 5 elements of which our body is made. When Krishna left 125 at the age of 125 years, he did not have any wrinkles like we have. His body was as youthful, as young as that of a one-day infant. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime causes of all causes. So please, if possible, take a photo of this. Please note down. He has no other origin. Buck stops there. He is 0.0. He is the prime causes of all causes. When somebody says God Almighty, this is God Almighty. Somebody says Allah, this is Allah. We are lucky we get entire coordinates, entire geography, where this part is there in the universe, where it is, what is the description, we get everything. In no other text in the entire world it is given. So text 1, so beautiful, I'll repeat it again. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. So this is how the first verse is. Second text. The super excellent station of Krishna, which is known as Gokul. Krishna as a form of Paramatma is there in our soul, but in the form of Bhagavan, he is stationed where? He is stationed in Gokul. Which Gokul? Not the one which is 170 kilometers away from Delhi, but which is billions of light years away from here, planet Earth. It is a physical form which is there, right? And it's given this. You see this. I've tried with the mercy of all the Vaishnavas, tried to put a photograph over here. So this is an artistic impression. So the artistic impression is this, that it is in the form of a thousands of petals and a corolla, like that of a lotus, sprouted from a part of his infinity aspect. So this is how it is. The point is, it is actually like this, as has been explained by Brahma, but the dimensions of this lotus is not what we are seeing it. The dimension of this lotus, I do not have any idea. It probably could be zillions of times that of the planet Earth. Right? The wall of the leaves being the actual abode of Krishna. The wall is the central part. So that central part is the abode of Krishna. This is what Brahma ji is saying. Next, text 3. So we are just picking up the text. It has been explained, right? The commentary has been given by the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada, right? The commentary is there, and you can please read it in more detail, right? In the interest of time, we have 1 hour, we'll try to cover it. Third text is the wall of the transcendental lotus is the realm wherein dwells Krishna. It is hexagonal figure. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the inner part is hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominating and predominated aspect of the absolute Krishna. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-luminous. So there is, it is self-illuminated. It is not that you need a moon, your sun, right? Stand as the transcendental source of all potencies from which the millions of universe have taken birth. The holy name consisting of the 18 transcendental letters is manifested in an hexagonal figure with sixfold divisions, is possibly explaining the vibration. Text 4. The wall of that eternal realm, which is known as Gokula, is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. So Brahma is repeating it. So these are all his prayers. His petals are the abodes of gopis. Gopis are most dear to Lord Krishna. And the Brahma Samhita says that millions of gopis are there. And so it means there must be millions of petals. So each of the petal, I don't know what the dimension would be, is the abode of a gopi. So you can understand like the earth is so hard, the abode of the gopi would be so soft, no? And probably they may be floating. I do not know. I have no idea. It's part and parcel of Krishna. So it is a petal. At the same time, it is a part and parcel of Krishna. So each of the gopi has access to Krishna in real time, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. Now look at the beauty. Krishna is so kind, he has given every access to the gopis, and the gopis are also similar in essence to Krishna. It's not that I'm the king, so I have the throne, I have the crown, so it is I've got certain benefits. I only have no. Krishna is giving the same facilities to the gopi as he is himself. And the petals are in a way the extension of Krishna. The petals shine beautifully like so many balls, right? The extended leaves of that lotus are the garden-like dham, that is the spiritual abode of Shri Radharani. Jai Radharani ki jai. The most beloved of Krishna. So, Radharani is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. People will say it is not there in Bhagavad Gita. People will say it is not there in Bhagavad Mahapuran, though it is there and it is hidden. It is hidden in Bhagavad Mahapuran. It is there many places, but it is hidden. Because the Goswamis would get so emotional by just listening the name of Radharani, they would faint. And how would the katha continue if they would faint? So actually the name Radha has not been put in Brahma Samhita, but it is indirectly mentioned so many times. And we can know that only with the mercy of Guru Parampara, with the mercy of Guru Maharaj. Text 5. There is a mysterious quadrangular place named as Sweta Deep surrounding the outskirts of the Gokul. So we have talked about Gokul, we talked about the petals, we have talked about the residence of the gopis, we have talked about the residence of Radharani. And then they say outside that there is a quadrangle. It is known as Sweta Deepa. Sweta Deepa, right? Sweta Deep is divided into 4 parts on all sides. So you can imagine there are scientists who are astrologers who are studying what is there in this entire thing, which is the topmost place. Brahma is telling us. Sweta Deepa is divided into 4 parts on all sides. A quadrangle is there, right? And on the quadrangle, so each side has got 4 sides. Okay? Each side has got 4 sides. The abode of Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha are separately located in each of these 4 parts. You know what? Who was these were 4 of them who were their close relatives and children of Lord Krishna when he had gone to Dwarka. Vasudeva was his father, and the rest of them were close relatives and children. So these are the abodes which are there located outside Gokul. Okay. You can imagine if we want to go to Gokul, ultimate objective, you can imagine what type of austerities we have to go through. So this is all which Brahmaji is telling us. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by the 4-fold human requirements such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation, as also the 4 Vedas, Rig, Sama, Yajur, Athar, which deal with the mantras and which are the basis of achievements of the 4-fold mundane requirements. So those mundane requirements over there are in the purest form. Okay. We are reading the text of Brahma, we have the commentary, we can read it, but for the human form to actually visualize and understand is really, really difficult. Then 10 tridents. We can visualize a trident in the form of a Shiva's trident, but what exactly it is there, we do not know. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including the zenith and then added. Zenith and then added, top and the central point. The 8 directions are decorated with 8 jewels of Mahapadma, Padma, Sankha, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Neela. There are 10 protectors, Dikshapals. You'll be surprised to know they have the 84 Lok Vraj Yatra, which takes place 170 kilometers away from Delhi in the month of Kartik. There also similar things are there. Similar, there are Dwarpals are there. So it is not something which is, just like this only. There are 10 protectors, Dikpals, of the 10 direction in the form of mantra. The associates of the hues of blue, yellow, red, and white, and extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. I can only visualize and share it with you. It is up to your imagination to know what Brahmaji is telling us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Text 3. The Lord of Gokula is a transcendental supreme Godhead, the own self of eternal ecstasy. Actually, there are 62 verses which are there, and we have reached 6. So we have 45 minutes. So I will probably, put the accelerator and try to maybe skip certain things, but I will try to do justice, as a postman. He is the superior of all superiors and is busily engaged in the enjoyment of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane potential. On planet Earth, We are in mundane potency. So what he says is that he has no association with his mundane potency, but at the same time he is so kind that he is there in the mundane potency also by giving indirect instruction to Durga Devi over here and being there within our heart as Paramatma. Right? Text 7. You see Radharani standing and, one of the Goswamis is saving him from sunlight. This is the mercy. He says Krishna never consorts with his illusionary energy. Brahmaji is saying illusory never consorts with his illusory energy. We are actually part of the illusory energy except for our soul. That is the truth. Still, her connection is not entirely cut off from the absolute truth. As I said, is there and as well as not there. When he intends to create the material world, the amorous pastime in which he engages by consorting with his own spiritual potency, Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy, is an auxiliary activity. So you can understand what Brahmaji is telling is so difficult to understand. But at the same time, if we surrender and look at it from a bhakti point of view, we can understand. So he intends to create the material world with his amorous pastime, in which he engages by consorting with partnering with his spiritual potency, Rama. By casting his glance, just putting his glance, the Leela takes place. Right? So it is all his glance. He just thinks about it, he puts his glance and every entire universe comes into existence. Text 8. Rama Devi is the spiritual potency of the Lord. Is a beloved consort of the Supreme Lord, which helps in terms of the creation is concerned. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation, there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective ocean. Right? The halo is divine Shambhu. The halo is divine Shambhu. Who is Shambhu? Shambhu is Lord Shiva. He is the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of Supreme Lord. Shiva is who? Shiva is the masculine symbol of Krishna. This halo is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. The masculine symbol is subjective portion of divinity who functions as the progenitor of the mundane world, subject to the supreme regulation. So subject to the supreme regulation of Lord Krishna, Shambhu acts as the masculine part of the mundane world. So we are all in this mundane world, this entire solar system, this entire galaxy, this entire thing is this entire Milky Way. There are millions of Milky Ways, and that millions of Milky Way makes it into one universe. Then there are millions of universes, right? And then on millions of universes, then top of it is that Saket Lok, then Vaikunt Lok, then Golok, right? And for our universe, which is a fragment, our Brahma is talking about his realization in text number 8. The conceiving potency in regard to mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulation. She is Maya, the non-absolute potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. Intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of perverted cognition. Cognition is the creation, the reflection of the seed out of which Krishna is the God, the creating father. Text 9. All offsprings of the consort of Ishvara, of this mundane world, or of the nature of embodiment of the mundane masculine and the feminine generative organ. What we are trying to say is, just like the feminine reproductive organs are there, in similar way, Prakriti is there where the creation takes place. Text 10. The person embodying the material causal principle, the great lord of this mundane, Shambhu, Shiva, in the form is the male generating organ. That is why the linga is there, right? Is joined to his female consort energy as the efficient causal principle. You have the Parvati, you have the Durga, right? So the Brahma is explaining all this. The Lord of the Mahavishnu is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glance. Text 11. Lord of the mundane world, Mahavishnu possesses thousands and thousands of hands and eyes and heads. So, he is the source of thousands and thousands of avatars. Mahavishnu is the source of thousands of avatars and thousands of subjective portions, right? So, it is actually beyond the way our mind can think. He is the creator of thousands and thousands of individual souls. Text 12. The same Mahavishnu is spoken by the name of Narayan in this mundane world. So from this Mahavishnu, navel is actually emitting the lotus from which the Brahma is coming. So you can imagine, so Mahavishnu is also a subset. From that eternal person has sprung the vast expanse of water of the spiritual causal ocean. The subjective portion of Sankarsana, who abides in Paravoma, the abode above Supreme Purusa, with thousands of subjective portion, reposes in the state of divine sleep, which is known as Yoga Nidra, in the water of the spiritual causal ocean. So Mahavishnu is in the middle of the spiritual causal ocean. Next verse, the spiritual seed of Sankarsana existing in the pores of skins of Mahavishnu are born as so many golden sperm. These sperms are covered with 5 great elements. So from each of his hair pore, each of the universe is coming, Mahavishnu. The same Mahavishnu entered into each universe as his own separate subjective portion. The beauty is, from each of his hair pores, universe is coming, and from each of this universe which is coming, Mahavishnu is entering. So you'll say it is very confusing, but that is how it is, right? The divine portions that entered into each universe are possessed by his majestic extension. That is, they are the external universal soul Mahavishnu, possessing thousands and thousands of heads. They say Mahavishnu created Vishnu. So you see this Vishnu, and many people say Lord Krishna is the avatar of Vishnu. So you can imagine how much mistake we are making. He is an extension, he is not an avatar. Krishna is the original form. So what does this text 15 say? The same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb. So when we say Vishnu, Brahma, and Shankar, They are all being created by Mahavishnu. The same Mahavishnu is being created by Vishnu is being created by the left limb, and Brahma is being created as the first progenitor from his right limb. So Brahma is coming from the right limb, and from the space between the eyebrow, that is from where you put the bindi. From that place of Mahavishnu, Shambhu is coming. Okay? So Shambhu is actually coming from the Trinetra of Mahavishnu. You understanding this? Now see this painting on the right side. The function of Shambhu in relationship to Jiva is that this universe, enshrining the mundane egoistic principle, has originated from Shambhu. This universe, mundane egoistic principle. So we have an ego, and ego results into creation. Ego means I, and I results into creation. Each of our souls wanted to create something, and hence we went away from the Almighty. And Lord said, okay, you are empowered. So mundane egoistic principle has originated from Shambhu. So when they say Shambhu is in the mode of passion, no, he himself is not in the mode of passion. He is in the topmost mode. But he is the, in a way, the looking after of the mode of passion. And that's why the word mundane egoistic principle has originated from Shambhu is coming. I do not know how many of you are finding it too heavy. If you are still awake, please smile and raise your hand. And thank you so much. You know, it's heavy. I must admit, it's not simple. But even if you are able to get 5%, 10% of it, you know, I would have done my job as a postman. Thank you so much for raising your hand. Thank you so much. Really, I'm blessed to have your company. Because Prabhupada said, you know, the power of association is very important. You open this book, and 10 minutes you will be sleeping. But the power of association is such. ABCD Prabhupada said, A for association, right? B for books, C for chanting, D for pure diet. So without the association of Vaishnavas, these secrets also don't open up, which are there in Prabhupada's books. Hence Prabhupada says, read these books in the association of devotees. So this is where it is. Thank you so much. And as a postman, I am also reading it. Hare Krishna. So we're going ahead, text 17. Thereupon, you know, I could not find a photograph or a painting over here, so I'm sorry, this is blank because the text is such that I could not find anything to put. So thereupon the same great personal Godhead, assuming the threefold form of Vishnu, Prajapati and Shambhu, entering into the mundane universe, plays the pastime of preservation, Vishnu, the creation, Brahma, and destruction, Shambhu. This pastime is contained in the mundane world, hence it being perverted, the Supreme Lord, identical with Mahavishnu, prefers to consort with the goddesses Yoganindra, the constituent of his spiritual chit potency, full of his ecstasy, trance of eternal bliss, appertaining to his own divine personality. Appertaining is the translation given by the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada. His language, English, was very tough, very hard. Text 18. When Vishnu, lying in the ocean of milk, wills to create this universe, a golden lotus springs from his navel pit. The golden lotus, with its stem, is the abode of Satyalok, Brahmalok, or the abode of Brahma. Right? So Brahmaji is telling about how his creation took place in text 18. Text 19. I could not find any photograph, so I put Radha Kund. Before their conglomeration of the primary elements in their nascent state remained originally separate entities, non-application of the conglomeration process is the cause of their separate existence. Divine Mahavishnu, primary Godhead, through association with his own potency, moved Maya, and by application of the conglomerating principle created those different entities in their state of cooperation and altered that. He himself consorted with the Yoga Nidra by way of his eternal dalliance with his spiritual chit potential. There's so many secrets which are hidden over here. It will require at least reading of this 10 to 15 times, reading it, this commentary, to really understand what this text is about. But we can only be delighted and enamored and be feeling blessed that we have got access to it. Text 20. By conglomerating all those separate entities, he manifested the innumerable mundane universes. Innumerable mundane universes. We are all the time thinking about our universe, but he's talking about innumerable mundane universes. And our Brahma is looking about only one universe, right? And himself entered into the inmost recce of every extended conglomerate, Virad Vigraha. At that time, those jivas who had lain dormant during the cataclysm were awakening. What does it mean? It means the awakening of the soul. Last line, dormant during the cataclysm were awakened. It means there must have been a period in which all these souls must have been in a period of dormancy, and must have been awakened to take part and be a part of these various respective planets and stars and universes. The same Jiva is eternal, so we are also eternal, and is for eternity. The Almighty has not been partial. He has given us eternity. There is nothing like death. There is nothing like birth. We are all eternal. The same Jiva is eternal and is for eternity and without a beginning, joined to the Supreme Lord by the tie of an eternal kinship. What is that? Atma and Paramatma. He is transcendental spiritual potency. The divine lotus which springs from the navel pit of Vishnu is in every way related by the spiritual tie with all Brahma versed in the four Vedas, right? On coming out of the lotus, Brahma, being guided by the divine potency, tuned his mind to act of creation under the impulse of previous impressions which were already there with Brahma. But he could see nothing but darkness in every direction, which I had mentioned in the beginning, right? Then the goddesses of learning, Saraswati, I had mentioned in the summary earlier, right? The divine consort of Supreme Lord said, thus Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all direction, O Brahma, this mantra, Krim Krishnai, Govindai, Gopiya Janvallat Savaha, will assuredly fulfill your heart desires. We discussed it in the beginning, right? Text 25, O Brahma, do thou practice spiritual association by means of this mantra, then all your desires will be fulfilled, right? So Brahma is telling us in this entire thing, how has happened, what has happened. In the first 13, 14 slides, I had given the summary of the whole, right? Text 26. Brahma being desirous of satisfying Govinda, because Govinda had instructed him, Vinayak, you have to practice the cultural acts for Krishna in Golok, Lord of Svetadi. For a long time, his meditation thus ran. And thus, there exists a divine lotus of 1,000 petals, augmented by millions of filaments, the transcendental land of Goloka. On its wall, there exists a great divine throne on which is seated Shri Krishna, the form of eternal effulgence, of transcendental bliss, playing on his divine flute, resonant with divine sound with his lotus mouth. He is worshipped by his amorous milkmaid with their respective. Amorous milkmaid means gopis with their respective subjective portions and extension, and also by his external energy, who stays outside, embodying all mundane qualities. So we discussed this earlier. This is in a way being repeated. So you are already aware of it. Then, whatever we read in the summary is coming again. Then Gayatri, mother of the Vedas, being made manifest, that is imparted by the divine sound of the flute of Shri Krishna, entered into the lotus mouth of Brahma, born from himself through his 8 ear holes. So he had, 4 heads. The lotus born Brahma, having received the Gayatri, sprung from the flute song of Krishna, attaining the status of twice born. Twice born why? Because Diksha was given to him. So once we get Diksha, it is known as twice born. So Brahma got the Diksha and hence twice born. Having been initiated by the Supreme Preceptor, Primary Lord God, Krishna, Lord Himself. 28-29. Enlightened by the recollection of that Gayatri embodying the 3 Vedas, Brahma became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of the truth. Then he worshipped Shri Krishna, the essence of the Vedas, with this hymn. I worship Govinda Perimirvil, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems, not material gems, spiritual gems. Right? Spiritual gems means what? Could be gopis, could be saints, right? Surrounded by millions of purpose trees, calm trees, which are basically wish fulfilling trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or gopis. I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head bedecked by peacock, with the figures of beautiful thing with hues of blue clouds. You will be thinking I'm going a bit fast because we are done 30 texts, we have to do 32 more. But I think you can understand this. So wherever I think it's thing, I'm trying to be more detailed. His unique loveliness, charming millions of cupids. That is his beauty. That is equivalent to millions of cupids. I worship Govinda. Brahma is praying. I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, around whose neck is swinging a garland of flower beautified with the moon locket, whose 2 hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always reveals in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shama Sundara is eternally manifest. We tried to bring this painting in front of you. Hope you like it. I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Look, he's there with Mata Yashoda in his arms. Each of his limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universe, both spiritual and mundane. So each of his body parts performs the function of every part of the body organ. This is what it says. Jai. I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas. What does Lord Brahma say? Now listen to this. He says, I worship primary Lord who is inaccessible to the Vedas. Please understand this. This is one more secret coming out. But obtainable by pure, unalloyed devotion of the soul. So our Acharyas have made the system so easy. We don't have to read the Vedas, right? And given us that purity of soul is what is required, love is what is required. Who is without a second? Who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha. Yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. Next text 34. I worship Govinda, primeval Lord. Only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis. What does he say? The best of us, with our limited faculties, cannot even achieve the tip of his toes, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayam by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differential Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extended over thousands and millions of years. So people are doing meditation thousands and millions of years, right? But they don't even reach the tip of his toe, of his nail. It's because it's not possible without prem, love, bhakti, devotional service. He is an undifferentiated entity. There is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potential remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe. At one and the same time, such is the primary Lord I adore. What is he saying? Brahma is saying. What is he saying? He is saying, my Lord is such that he is there in every atom, right? At the same time, he is the creator of the whole thing. At the same time, the whole thing exists within him, right? I'm so happy to see, the divine faces of all you bhaktas. You are still here with patience, and you are listening with reverence. I pray to Krishna to bless all of you, because this is also tapasya. This is also tapasya, to know the true information. I adore the same Govinda, the primary Lord, on whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantras, suktas told by the Vedas, by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, tone, conveyance, and ornaments. At the same time, he says, knowing the Vedas, you won't know. 37. I worship Govinda, primary Lord, residing in his own realm, Golok with Radharani. Look how Radharani and Govinda are there in the beautiful painting. Resembling his own spiritual figure. So we were so lucky that he is there in this form, and he was there in this form 5,500 years back. The embodiment of the ecstasy, potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of his confidant Sakhis. Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual wrath. What is Brahma saying? Brahma is saying that the 64 gunas are there. Those 64 gunas are all overflowing in and around Lord Krishna in Golok. This is what he's trying to say. I worship Govinda, primary Lord, who is Sam Sundar Krishna himself with inconceivable innumerable attributes. There's many temples in which Sham Sundar is says. In Vrindavan temple, Lord is known as Sham Sundar, Radha Sham Sundar, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of heart with the eyes of devotion, sing with the salve of love. Love, 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 love. Prem, 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 prem. The formula is incomplete without that. So, pure devotee can see him within his heart only with prem. This is what it is. 39. I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna. So he's saying, because he's talking about the previous Manvantra. He's saying he would also come now as the previous Manvantra. 4.5 billion years back, he's saying this. And he's saying it come in different avatars in the world in the form of Ram, Narsimha, Vaman, etc., as a subject portion. So before they have come, so he's saying, I am praying to you, Prabhu, because you are going to come as Krishna, you are going to come as Ram, you are going to come this. So all the prediction taking place 4.5 billion years back. I worship Govinda, primary Lord, whose effulgence is the source of the non-differentiated in Brahman, mentioned in the Upanishad. Being differentiated from the infinity of glories of the mundane universe appears as the indivisible, infinite, limitless truth. Finally, Brahma says, you are the effulgence, you are the million, billions of universes. You are infinity. He raises his hand and says, you are infinity. You are indivisible. At the same time, you are in the atom. This is what it says. I worship Govinda, primary Lord, who is absolute, substantive, principle, being the ultimate entity, in the form of support of all existence, whose external potency embodies the three mundane qualities vis-a-vis Satagun, Rajagun, Tamas, and diffuses the Vedic knowledge regarding the mundane. Right. We have 15 minutes. Let's try to finish it. I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, whose glory ever triumphantly dominates the mundane world by the activities of his own beautiful, lovely pastime, reflected in the mind of the recollecting soul. You know, Surdas could not see, but Surdas could see the entire Leelas, the childhood Leelas of Lord. During my childhood, we had Surdas poems, So I will really recommend, please read the poems of Surdas, right? And see, how Lalla ji, Thakur ji in his Lalla ji form comes and gives all the love and affection to Mata Yashoda, to all his friends, to all the gopis, so much of love and affection. And taste that prem bhav, you will be blessed. And read the Krishna book of Prabhupada also. Lowest of all is located Devi Dham. Now Prabhupada and Brahmaji is coming and saying, lowest of all Dham is located in Devi Dham. Devi Dham is what? Prithvi Lok. Prithvi Lok is what? What is Prithvi? Prithvi is the abode of Durga Devi. Durga Devi means what? The one who is the ruler of the Durg. Durg means what? The fort. Fort means what? The prison. So we are inside the prison, which is under the Durga Devi, which is Prithvi. The lowest of all the location is Brahma is saying is Devi Dham, mundane world, Prithvi Lok, and all the similar planets, which are millions of them. So not only this, millions of them, and all of them are being taken care of by Durga Devi. Next above it is Mahesh Dham. Mahesh Dham means the abode of Kailash, abode of Lord Shiva. So do not think that only Kailash, the mountain over here. No, universe is big. Lord Shambhu has got millions of abodes. And above that is Haridham, which is Vaikunt, right? And above that is what? Golok. So this is a staircase, so we have to reach there, right? I adore the primary Lord, Brahma is praying, has allotted their respective authorities to the rulers of those graded realms. What does it say? He has given Lord, other Devi Devtas have been given the power to run all these things, right? The external potency Maya, who is of the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga. Okay, is explaining it in detail, creating, preserving, and destroying agency of the mundane world. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, in accordance with whose will Durga conducts herself. So Durga Mata is under the influence and direction of whom? Lord. And Lord does not have any ego. Lord treats us as his sister. Right? So we have to give full respect to all the demigods because they are authorized by Lord Krishna. Right? So we have to give full love to them. But we should understand who is the topmost. And Paramatma is one only. Devi Devtas are many. Let us not mix up. Just as milk is transformed into curd by the action of the acid, but yet the affected curd is neither the same nor different from the cause, but milk is different. Na? What is Brahma saying? He says, I adore the primary Lord Govinda, who is the state Shambhu. So basically, Shambhu is in a way non-different from Krishna, from Mahavishnu. But at the same time, he's saying, just like milk is Krishna and curd is Shambhu, so Shambhu has come from Krishna, but curd cannot be made into milk again, na? So this is what Brahma is saying with a very simple example. Let us understand that. So don't give any disrespect to Shambhu. He is come from Krishna. But at the same time, understand the difference between milk and curd. Curd cannot become milk, but milk can become curd, right? Again, very beautiful thing what Brahmaji is saying in the prayer. The light of one candle being communicated to other candles, right? Light of one candle being communicated to other candles, although it burns separately, in them is the same in quality. Is in the same in quality. It says, I adore primary Lord Govinda, who exhibits himself equally in the same mobile. So he is the original candle, while he has given light to each one of us, and we are the minuscule part. Says, I adore, is praying, I adore primary Lord Govinda, who, assuming his own great subjective form, who bears the name of Shesha, replete with all accommodating potency and reposing in the casual ocean, in the infinite world, in the pores of his hair. So he is basically sitting on Sheshnag, right? For they say Brahma and other lords of the mundane world, appearing from the pores of the hairs of Mahavishnu, remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of Mahavishnu. One exhalation, 4.5 billion years. One inhalation, 4.5 billion years. Brahma finish. You can imagine where we are. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahavishnu is the portion of portion. Mahavishnu is the what? Portion of ocean. And our one universe is coming from one of the hair pores of Mahavishnu. and and one exhalation, one inhalation. Now just imagine, Brahma has been so kind to us to explain to us so that we can understand. I adore that primeval Lord Govinda, from whom the separated subjective portion Brahma receives his power for the regulation of the mundane world, just as the sun manifests some portion of his light, of his own light, in all effulgence gems that bear the name of Suryakanta, etc. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesha. So, Ganesha is also being said. Now look at this. We go to Ganesha and say, to starting everything, you have to take the name of Ganesha. But Brahma is saying, Brahma is saying what? Brahma is saying Ganesha is holding the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesha. Ganesha is always holding. The power is coming from where? The hydroelectric power station is Govinda, and the electricity is coming from there, and Govinda is holding it, and then he is giving the entire opulence and the entire pious things to us. Upon the pair of termil protruding from the elephant head in order to obtain power for his function of destroying all the obstacles of the path of progress of the three worlds. Ganeshji is doing what? He is destroying all the problems which are there in the three world, but the power is coming from Krishna, Govinda, Kanha. The three worlds are composed of the 9 elements: fire, earth, ether. You all know all these things. Brahma say, I adore the primary Lord Govinda, who is the original form. So all these forms, all these 9 elements are there in the purest form with Lord, and with us, they are in a different diluted form. The sun, who is the king of all the planets, full of infinite effulgence, the image of the good soul, is as the eye of the world. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, in pursuance of whose order the sun performs his journey, mounting the wheel of time. Please understand this. We will think it is our sun. There are billions of suns, millions of suns. So we have to understand it vis-a-vis what Brahma is trying to say. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, by whose conferred power are manifested the manifested potency that are found to exist of all virtues, all vices, the Vedas, the penances, and all jivas from Brahma to the meanest insect. Please understand this very clearly. Brahma is in no way ignoring the smallest of insects. So we have to also do that. We have to not ignore. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities. So he is saying he is the one who helps us to burn all our fruitive activities, all the mundane material activities. No less in the case of tiny insects that bear the name of Indragopa. Indragopa is the name of an insect, and he is saying so the spectrum and mercy of Lord is there. Look at Lord, is so beautiful, smiling. We are so lucky to have his darshan. This photograph is no way different from Krishna himself. Krishna is there along with each one of you over here. Look at this beautiful painting. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, the meditators of whom, by meditating upon him under the sway of what? Amorous passion, natural friendly love, fear, parental affection, delusion, reverence, and willing service attain to bodily form. So all these gunas are basically all coming from Krishna. I worship that transcendental seat known as the Swetadeep, where as loving consort of Lakshmi and then unalloyed spiritual essence practice the amorous service, where every tree is the purpose tree, where the soil is the purpose gem, water is nectar, where every word is song, every gate is dance, the flute is the favorite attendant, the effulgence is full of transcendental blaze, where numberless milk cows always amid transcendental oceans of milk where there is eternal existence of transcendental time, who is ever present and without past or future, and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Golo. So this text 56 is describing Golo only to a very few self-realized souls of this world. This is where our acharyas wanted us to reach. This is where our acharyas want us to reach, so that we do not have any birth again. On hearing these hymns containing the essence of the truth, the Supreme Lord Krishna said to Brahma, Brahma, if you experience the inclination to create offspring by being endowed, offspring with children, with the real knowledge of the glory of Godhead, listen, my beloved, from me to this science set forth the following 5 shlokas. So now Brahma is reproducing 5 shlokas which Lord is telling to Brahma. When the pure spiritual experience is excited by means of cognition and service, super excellent, unalloyed devotion characterized by love for Godhead is awakened toward Krishna, the beloved of all. Lord is saying, your devotion has to be with love. Highest devotion is attained by slow degree by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization. Krishna is saying it takes time, have patience. With the help of scriptural evidence, Lord is giving all full weightage to scriptures, right? Perseverance in practice. These preliminary practices of devotion and sadhana bhakti is the stage of practice of bhakti yoga where one engages in devotional activity to purify the heart and develop love for Krishna, are conducive to the realization of loving devotion. So every verse which Krishna is saying is talking of love, love, love. Then whom there is no superior well-being who goes hand in hand with the attainment of the exclusive state of supreme bliss and who can lead to myself. Lord is saying, you can come to myself, you can come to me. Abandoning all meritorious performances, serve me with faith. Faith is what? Surrender. Surrender is what? Confidence, full faith. And that comes with pure love. The realization will correspond to the nature of one's fate. The people of the world act ceaselessly in pursuance of some ideal. By meditating on me, Lord is saying, by means of those deeds, one will obtain devotion characterized by love, again prem, in the shape of the supreme service. In the shape of the supreme service means seva to Lord, devotional service. Just imagine our acharyas have put this thing up so clearly. Listen, O Vidhi, I am the sea. The fundamental principle of this world of animate and inanimate objects. This is the last verse. I am Pradhan, the substance of all. I am Prakriti, material cause. I am Purusha, the father, efficient cause. This fiery energy that belongs specifically to the Brahman. Brahman means the entire cosmos that inheres in you. So you say inheres in you means in Brahma is saying has also been conferred by me. It is by bearing this fiery energy that you regulate this phenomenal world of animate, inanimate objects. Hare Krishna. I'm so thankful to all of you that we were able to finish Brahma Samhita almost in time. And I'm seeing so much of happiness and blissfulness in most of you. And I'm so happy that we could do it. We could end the 3 days session. And let us chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If any one of you want to say anything on the chat box, you are most welcome, or you are most welcome to write on the WhatsApp group. Whatever your realizations were, whatever your feelings were of the last 3 days, so that, fallen souls like me can also be benefited. I'll request all of you to bless me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. My Danvatanam to all of you again. From the dust from the lotus feet of you Vaishnavas, I pick it up and put it on my head and seek your blessings and mercy and joy. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mahaprabhu, Kripa Prabhuji. I was so blessed, so good to hear you, and so good to read so many such nice experience. आप सबको आनंद आया क्लास अटेंड करके? It was fruitful.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
प्रभुजी ने बहुत मेहनत किया है और आप, आई होप आप सब इससे लाभान्वित हुए होंगे, है ना? एक बार हम लोग प्रभु जी का हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोल के आभार प्रकट करेंगे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and thank you so much Mahaprabhu, Kripa Prabhuji, bringing such a wonderful course. And there's a desire in my heart, that is ki next time आप another 4 books, 5 books for hours और 7 books लाओ, है ना? एंड जो कंटेंट और जो प्रिपरेशन है वो कुछ ऐसा ही होना चाहिए। कितने लोग साथ हैं? कौन लोग इसको वोट कर रहे हैं मेरे प्रस्ताव को?
Maybe we should, Prabhuji, maybe we should only do Brahma Samhita, and more in depth and more in detail, like explaining the creation and everything, like part of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Now, Prabhuji, as per wish of Ratna Malini Mataji, Ratna Malini Chitra Mataji, her name is so nice. So you can start preparation for the Brahma Samhita, and after 2 or 3 months you can launch the course. And on behalf of Rupanuga Vidyapith, I am feeling so humble, so grateful to you. I am telling you, you are already, Rupanuga Vidyapith is all yours, Prabhu. You are course coordinator, you are exam copy checker, everything. But even though, whole admin team will support you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will try my best, and I'll try to meet the expectation which you have put forward and the devotees have put forward. I will definitely start working for the next 7 books, and whatever you guide me, I will do that. Thank you so much for your guidance, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, dear devotees. आप सबको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। कहते हैं टीचर भी होना चाहिए और स्टूडेंट्स भी होना चाहिए, ऑडियंस भी होना चाहिए। मैं आप सबको बस एक ही बात बताना चाहता हूँ, जो मेरे टीचर्स मुझे बार बार कहते रहते हैं, श्रीला प्रभुपाद डिड अ बेस्ट फॉर अस। इन्होंने हमारे लिए बहुत कष्ट किया है, इन्होंने बहुत मेहनत से ये सारी बुक्स लिखी हैं, और उनके ही फॉलोअर्स बहुत सज्जन लोग हैं, जस्ट लाइक महाप्रभु कृपा प्रभु जी, दे आर पुटिंग देयर एफर्ट्स कि हम लोग उसको समझ सकें। सो प्लीज लर्न एंड इम्प्लीमेंट and be ready for next session. Either it is a paid course or non-paid, मतलब free course. But the objective of Rupanuga Vidyapith कि हम कैसे रूपानुगा हो सके, हम कैसे रूपानुगा हो सके, यही रूपानुगा विद्यापीठ की इच्छा है। और इसी में हमें प्रसन्नता मिलेगी, इसी में हमें खुशी मिलेगा और हमारे आत्मा को शांति मिलेगी। So I am wishing you all the best. And looking forward to see you in another course. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki